This is the applying a primer to gradient fills tutorial in Scienlab. Today's lesson, I've created some text and applied a gradient effect to it, and I'm going to show you how to apply a primer to it. So to do that, you'll want to click on the primer icon at the bottom of our screen, which opens up the primer and highlights dialog. So you'll want to make sure that uses primer only is selected, as well as only show colors designated as spot. Having done that, we can click on the drop down arrow and select the active spot foil color that we'll be using in our printing job. So you'll notice that there are only two colors available to choose from, and that's because I only have two colors available on my screen right here. So I'm going to select the white color to activate it. And lastly, you'll want to make sure the prime using object's tint decreased by 10% is selected. And if you're using an inkjet printer, I would recommend that you leave this value set at 0. If you're using another sort of printer, then a value anywhere between 0 and 20 would be sufficient. And if you were to use a value of 5, basically that would mean that the primer dot is 5% smaller than the color dot. So I'm going to leave that set at 0, go ahead and click Add. And you'll notice that the primer has been applied to my image, and if I had another image open on screen that was selected, I could just left click and apply the primer to that as well. And that brings us to the end of this tutorial.